It was really nice. Had the new day opening gap aligned with it as well. I just liked RTY, even though it's, you know, quote unquote the weak or the stronger asset to trade. This weaker SMT here, so it goes from the strongest asset to the weaker asset. Let's actually confirm this SMT here. I've talked about that a couple times. One of my favorite concepts or things to see. Into 30 minutes, low risk sell. Would you take? So I don't really enter on the 30-minute, just because I trade micros and that's just a big stop loss. But I assume you're talking about this, which looks nice. If there's like S&P here though, but I think there is with YM, right? No, there's not. It's all right. I like how 830 made the opposing run, and then we see 930 expand away from that. That's kind of the signature that you like to see. Kind of like yesterday. Always using drivers and stuff like that. I'm gonna take this alert off because I'm not using it. Yeah, I trade on MacBook. Oh, 30-minute, 3-minute. SMT at highs, 830. Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm assuming. Let me go back to here. So there is no Fractal model here. There is one right here though. This is what people took. They took something in here. Like there's a propulsion block like right here. So that entry I believe they took. Valid. 10 a.m. open high. Right? This is what I look for. But I traded RTY, so I was alright in a position on the indices short. How to determine highs and lows of the day? What does it do? Sweep liquidity or engage key level? So ideally, I always like to see manipulation form the high and low of the day, or like any candle. That's what you want to see, right? Because if the high and low of the day is formed from manipulation, that kind of creates a protected swing that forms the wick of the day. And then you could trade the expansion, which is forming the body of the day. So ideally it's manipulation, but it's not always the case. It can just be a fair value gap or a order block or something. Or maybe it's like I'm just gonna always refer to a driver though to kind of expand away from those levels because I don't really trust them all the time. I'd always rather see highs and lows. So like here, you don't really have that today. But this is why I chose RTY, because we actually do take out the high of day, which again is forming the high of the day from SMT. So that's why I chose YM and RTY. So kind of the correlated assets here. If you draw the range high here, this is kind of what I'm trading. I'm gonna turn off this indicator. It's kind of ugly. Bro, why does it do that? My indicators keep disappearing. Anyways, this is what I traded here, right? The daily opens right here. It kind of just does nothing. Kind of just consolidates in between this high and low. Those are really the important levels. Now you can form protected swings within the daily range to get to one side of the range. That's kind of what I'm doing here. We're forming a protected swing within the daily range. So if you do this, you just separate. If you just take this out of the equation here. Sorry, I can't do it all. But you see just this, right? You kind of just see price do nothing. This is just age session. Then we're manipulating that, form the high of the day. And then I obviously have failure swings to target below that. So you see what I mean by that? So you have a protected swing within the daily range, internal. Right? But this tells you we're going to go to the range low first, essentially. And then obviously with just daily context. Let me delete this for real quick. So just with daily context or like weekly logic, you see the price trades opens low first, right? And then we come back to the weekly open to form a new wick. So we're just trading above Monday's high, creating a new weekly wick. We're instantly rejecting lower, right? So now we have failure swing to target, small wick on the daily candle to support expansion lower. Don't know if we even have anything to the left. Okay, we do. Damn, I should have held runners. I didn't even check, bro. Yeah, I'm actually a bot for that. Damn. Yeah, I'm actually a noob for that. It's not that much more I would have gained out of it because I full TP'd here, but still. That was kind of free. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm targeting. So if you go to the weekly candle, we're just coming back above the weekly open to form that small wick. It's kind of like the delayed protraction profile. But instead of a daily candle, it's like a weekly candle. Same logic with any candle, actually. How do you stick to predetermined bias? If not, how flexible are you with changing? Okay, you'd be surprised on how I'll just, bro, I don't even look at the previous day. Like, I won't do analysis, like, prior to anything, like, nothing like that. I won't do analysis the night before or nothing like that. I'll just come to the charts and then just like look at the previous sessions. That's why New York is so much easier, because you can just come to the charts and see what the previous sessions did, and I work around that. A lot of my bias is from, this is why you see me trade like almost every day across 3 markets, because I'm really good at daily buy, or really good at intraday profiling. So I can pretty much get a lot of times, I can tell a lot of times where the current daily candle is going to go, right? I don't really care about predicting where it's going to go right when it opens, but I can use the information that the previous sessions, give me and stuff like that. And the drivers as well. Right? Drivers give me a lot of insight and stuff like that. So it's not even not a whole lot of predicting going on in my trading, really. I don't really care to do that. It's a lot of just reacting off of like if-then scenarios. And I think it's just a much better way to trade, in my opinion. I used to it used to bother me when I used to like see maybe a next day model not play out or something, but it doesn't. I don't care anymore, dude. I don't really care about higher time frame, like guessing where the whole weekly candle is gonna go or nothing like that. I'm really just more so focused on what the previous day did, right? So as you see here, previous day, we hit this fair value gap. Now we can work off of what the previous range did, or if the previous range expanded, we can work off of the previous range. You know what I'm saying? And same thing goes for the previous sessions. I can work off of that. So I'm just looking more, what's the word here? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I forgot the word, but you know what I'm trying to say, hopefully. Not looking too far left, more so focused on what's forming in the moment kind of thing. Drop a daily profile, weekly profile video on the channel. Yeah, I need to start uploading videos on YouTube. I just don't know how to edit. If I knew how to edit, I probably would. A lot of it is like, a lot of these profiles are just like the same thing. Like, I don't even care to call this a profile. It's not really about calling it a profile necessarily. This is about trading away from an established low high of the day. That's literally all it is. Like in this situation, this is gold, by the way, today. So we take out all these relevant swings yesterday. So we traded both of these days long. And it's just the same thing on repeat. It's kind of crazy. So like as you see here, we tag these relevant highs in the market. And then I think silver took out, okay, no, it didn't take out these highs. So that's even better. So the fact that silver also had highs to take out, I think this is all-time highs, by the way. Yeah, I think so. The fact that we're not manipulating these highs tells me that we're going to go where? To these highs. And then when you want to get to a draw on liquidity, you need to trade away from a protected high or low, right? So if we have buy side, we want to trade away from an established low, which is a daily profile, right? Trading away from an established low. So within this, you kind of have to treat it like this, right? So here's the daily open, I think, right here. No, right here. Right, we kind of trade higher first, then we come back, create the low of the day early on the day, right? So 2 a.m. So you kind of have to view it as 2 a.m. creating the low day, even though it's an SMT, because on the correlated asset, we tag, all these lows or this fair value gap. So if I show you over here, as you see, right, we're taking out previous candles lows or whatnot, or this 10 a.m. high, which is the fair value gap, early 1400, excuse me. So as you see, we're creating a divergence here. And you want to see that divergence hold, right? We get a close through these opposing candles. And then you want to see 830, since you have news, right? You want to see 830 either make an opposing run to the draw, right? But you don't want to see it reverse price lower. Like that's an invalidation. Ideally, it didn't really do anything today. Ideally, you see it open low first and then get a close through. We kind of just closed through a little bit later. So where's 830? Didn't really do anything, as you see. That's kind of adding to our narrative, though. The fact that it didn't reverse, right? Because if it was going to be a bearish day, you'd want to see that red folder trade lower, right? And then, as you see, you're just trading my model, essentially. Just aligning expansion candles in the same direction. So you have daily opposing run supporting bearishness or bullishness. You have the 4-hour supporting bullishness, right? On the hourly time frame, we just realigned bullish here. And as you see, we're just confirming the low of a 1-hour candle. So trading like multiple time frames in one direction here. But yeah, that's really all it is. What else do we have? And then we had also some internal SMT. So 9 o'clock. Yeah, so look here. You have this SMT as well, right? Bullish SMT. It's just really clean. It's like super clean trade here. With silver also having objectives to target. That's also important. Because prior to this day, silver was a leading asset. So if the leading asset has highs to take out, then that's good, right? Because that means gold will go there as well. And now look at the weakest asset catching up, right? So we talked about this yesterday and why we even can trade bullish. The weakest asset in the triad has a reason to go long, right? If you guys been following my model for like a really long time, I put this out a long time ago where the previous candle hits a key level, but closes a bearish expansion candle. Well, we want to see us leave a key level within 2 candles. So here's candle 1, here's candle 2. So if it closes a bearish expansion candle, you print a reversal off this candle's low. So that's what we do. So as you see, how does a bullish candle form on the weekly chart or any chart? Ideally, it opens low first. So here's Monday. Tuesday runs out Monday's low, fails to close. So we can anticipate Wednesday expansion, also Thursday. So this is why we're longing, right? Because if the weakest asset is in sync, bullish, then obviously the stronger assets will take out their buy side, right? So yeah, same thing on gold, right? So we have open low, Tuesday reversal. You can see a much stronger close compared to euro or gold euro, obviously, because it's stronger. But yeah, we close above the weekly open, and we're opening low, trading away from failure swings. So see all these failure swings? That's adding narrative, right? We're not going to reverse from failure swings. There's a bunch of intraday stuff too, as well. So a lot of people use SMT wrong. There's a SMT here, but that's completely irrelevant, right? A couple of reasons, but if you just look at this PA, if this is so-called the weaker asset, where's the weakness here? There's no weakness here, right? It's literally expansion, consolidation, forming the low of the day in the previous candle's range, right? And then we have this manipulation with SMT, right? And then we realign ourselves with expansion with this 4-hour open, right? So like absolutely fire on gold this week, like so clean, man. Crazy, crazy. Last couple weeks, we've been killing it on gold. Even this PA here, there's plenty of opportunity. It looks shit, but there's plenty of opportunities in here. I'm not even joking. Looks ass though. This trade you gonna hit? I'm in this trade, by the way. Right here, aiming for pre-stage low. Got SMT here. So you look at the daily profile. Consolidate in Asia. This is what you want to see for a London reversal. And then we open high, create the high of the day for manipulation, close through, and then it's just about trading expansion away from there. On GC, I long M3 30-minute AM after we close above. Would you say premature entry considering the 1 hour 5 minute? Okay, so let's look at that. So I would say so you long this one or maybe this one. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay. I would only say, I mean, the wick on 6 a.m. candle is not too bad, I would say. Let me look over here. Okay, yeah. So you're trading within a hourly expansion candle, that's good. From a close proximity, hourly PD array, which is good as well. So that's fine. Let me see the 30-minute or the 3-minute entry though. So I'm not really sure what you entered on though. Maybe like did you enter off like a breaker? As we close above the, okay, 948 candle. 948. Oh, you entered like this? So this is not a CSD, but and this can't, like, I know in T-Trade's course you can enter on these fractals like this, but you can't really enter on this, I don't think. Yeah, you can't. It's not a valid swing formation mechanically. And then we don't use CSDs like this, we use the series of opposing candles. Some people use the last one, but we use the series, so this is my entry on that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, so like it's absolutely fine to full TP here. Like that's literally logical. It's a TP right here. That's fine. But I just left a runner. So my trade is something like this. So this is right here. I always try to leave a runner if I can. Or even if, like sometimes I will hold, especially like this crazy momentum, because it'll go, it's not going to just completely reverse at right when we hit the high, it's going to go a little bit past it. So if we form like some sort of, this is what you want to see, like pretty much just exactly, is you want to hit this high, right? And then you want to price to make an opposing run, and a close through. That's like a continuation signature. And you can measure out standard deviation. Now this is a bit greedy here. It's a crazy trade, but yeah, that's what I took. Probably one of my better gold trades ever. Very good. Very crazy trade. Yeah, right. I shifted my perspective to whether with the next 3 days or the next week. Just trade the 4-hour candles, align that with 1 hour. Yes, sir. Just try to align expansion candles. That's my whole model is based around. That's why my model works so well with the fractal model. Because the fractal model, you're already aligning, one time frame, like the 30-minute hourly, but mine takes it to a different level where you're aligning the 4-hour and the daily. And just profiling, like we're not trading the fractal model on the 15-minute scalping, back in the range, this and that. No, we're actually using daily logic, daily profiling. So this is why you get such high win rate because you're aligning multiple candles in the same direction away from the high and low of the day, right? And the framework for establishing a low and high of day is like very logical. We're not just saying, oh, there's an hourly CSD. Like, no, that doesn't meet my requirement or anything like that. Okay, where are we? Hold on. Let's start. Okay, so I entered that. Enter that. GU? I haven't looked at that, so let's look. Holy mo! This is why I hate Forex. Oh my god. Like, look at this, man. It's disgusting. What about EU? Okay, looks to be a little bit weaker. So previous high SMT, that's something that's really good to see. This is what I wanted to see get taken yesterday with this SMT, but it looks like it carried over to this day. So see if there's anything here. This is just not a sign of heavy price action where you see these super deep runs, right? As soon as you take out lows, we reject back in the range, take out a high. Like, you don't want to see this shit. Look at these super deep runs. This is how you avoid trash shit like that. But this day, okay, this is my model, like literally right here. Let me see something though. What day? What time is that? 1 o'clock. Okay, so you have an SMT here. Gonna close below here. But even with this PA here, this is a red flag. You see this very deep retracement back in the range? I know it worked, but these are like little stuff you can pick up on and avoid like easily. So what is that, 8:30? I don't know what kind of news that was, but here's technically the entry. It's right here. You push stop loss above here. It's just not the cleanest conditions of all time. It's really just not. You have this low. And there's the red folder news. Makes an opposing run to the draw, which is down here. You probably have an SMT as well. Yep, you have an SMT here. Now, this is trading within what? A 4-hour expansion candle, right? Trading from the high of the day. But yeah, I probably wouldn't even trade that. Even though it worked, I don't think I would trade that. Looks disgusting. Nothing too clean. Probably to be expected after this huge range. Like, oh my god. Absolutely huge range here. I mean, futures is like so much better than Forex, dude. I swear. I don't know why I'd do that to yourself. I used to trade it, but nah. Which videos do you watch to become this good? Well, I watch a bunch of people, like T trades, AM trades. That's how I got introduced, was those two guys, but mainly T trades. And then I just learned concepts individually, but you don't need all the concepts individually. That's how I learned those concepts individually. And then I learned like models from the MMXM trader. So like MMXM, like internal to external, external to internal, order pairing ranges. Those models I still use today. Profiles, I just learned. I don't know. I don't even remember. But yeah, it's just a bunch of people, I guess. Learn things from, pick up little things from people, and a lot of chart time. Like, that's what's going to be. You're not going to learn from, your success isn't going to come from one person. It's going to come from yourself. That's really what it comes down to, for real. Like, you have to put so many hours in. If you don't, you're just not going to make it. I promise you, just not. You cannot be lazy. Shit is way too hard. It took me like 4 years to make a single dollar from trading. Can you teach us how you keep the trade running longer? Oh yeah, okay. So without partials, Without partials, you probably want to TP here. But I mean, another way you can do it is just trail until you get stopped out. You trail to this low, and then maybe trail to this low, even though that's a really small range candle. But you know what I'm saying? You just trail to new opposing candles until you reach a final draw. Really, that's really it though. But the main reason I held this, guys, is because when you look at when we took out this high, so what time was it? It was the 1040 candle. 1040. So let me replay it. 1040. If you look here, what do we know about the other asset? We haven't reached our draw yet. So if this asset is more than likely to continue because it's a stronger asset overall, then so will gold. Right? So a lot of my analysis and stuff like this, little stuff, is around intermarket analysis through a couple of pairs. Or correlated assets, I mean. Right? And there was no reason to reverse over here either, right? It hasn't shown any signs. And then it just, as you see, it just catches up. So that's my main reason why I held gold. But that's a little advanced. You don't have to do that. You can just take your trade, you know. If you're like brand new, just take like 2R, honestly. But in my opinion, when you get, you know, advanced enough, if you take, even taking partials at 2R sometimes is like, you're just doing your, like, I don't know, it's just not even worth it. Like, let's say your TP right here is like 3.5R, but you TP like lower than that, there's like no point because it's gonna go here. Like over time, if you just stop TPing so early and stuff like that, you're gonna do better off. Like, I don't know. If you're trading like my model or something, you're TPing at like 2R, you're just doing yourself like a disservice, honestly, because you can get way more out of it. But again, if you're not comfortable with that, it's totally fine. Wait till you're comfortable with it. But as you see, this trade was like 7R. You know, this is how you eliminate. If I took one loss today, like it doesn't even matter, dude. If I could take like 5 losses, and this one trade will, you know, make up for all of those. This is why high RR is like ideal, like the higher end of RR, like 3, 4, 5. 2 is fine. Like, don't get me wrong. If you have like a 2R, 50% win rate, you're doing better than a lot of people. If you can start with that, you can build off that. If you can start with 2R, 50% win rate or something like that, you can easily build off with that while journaling. Was there a visible model? Yes. Yeah, there was. I traded RTY though, so the other indices. But yeah, there was. Some people took it in the lens. You use the bodies of the swings for invalidation and not the actual swing? Body. No. I don't know what you mean by that. You're talking about like a market structure shift versus CSD? I don't know what you mean by that. Do I trade retracements? Yes, but they have to be, there's like 2 ways the market will retrace. So you want to avoid this. Let's say we hit external range liquidity. You have internal range liquidity. Right? You don't want to trade this. I've mentioned this a bunch of times. Anyone know why you don't want to trade like that? Yeah, exactly. LR left behind, right? You don't want to trade away from failure swings because this is going to be very choppy, you know, deep retracements. You're not going to get this expansion back in the range. You want to trade manipulation. You want to trade away from protected high to expand back in the range. Right, does that make sense? So it's kind of like what I did on CL today. It just wasn't that clean. We go on CL. See how we have a pretty large range here? Just an impulse move the previous day created. See how I'm requiring manipulation to expand back in the range? Right, so you can see that live. I don't just say these things. They just like, you need to follow these things because if not, you're going to get caught trading chop. Bitcoin. I actually saw someone post Bitcoin. So let's actually look at that shit. Someone posted a nice Bitcoin What do y'all use? Coinbase? I don't know. Okay, so pre-stays high SMT. It's important. Let's see. Ooh, I like this. Hold on. 2000. Is that SMT? Oh, it's so far. 2-stage SMT. Very clean. Oh my god, here's my model right here. Let's check. We'll check Ethereum and whatever. Oh, there 830 red folder affects this shit? Or no? I didn't know that. It looks like it did. So this is the entry mechanically right here? That is the entry mechanically. And then we target, pre-stays low, and then these lows, etc. I don't think that's 2R. Is that 2R? Okay, it is. That's like, well, it's like 2.5R. It's actually 3R. So you could target this for a 3R or something. But this is super clean, like damn. So like you have red folder manipulation with the SMT, 2-stage SMT. This is exactly why I traded today on RTY and YM. You have RTY creating the bullish SMT, and it switches bearish. That's a sign that the stronger asset will catch up to the weaker asset. That's one way you can use SMT. How important is SMT? The most important part of my trading is intermarket analysis. There's many things that you can use. I don't even teach all of them because not all of them are my concepts and stuff like that. But really good stuff. Okay. Where are we at? Do you usually pyramid? No, I don't pyramid. I probably will eventually when I like. I don't know. Maybe on like a personal account I would. But a lot of this you can't do on like prop firms. Personal account I probably would though. I don't trade a personal account right now. How do you interpret price action when wicks appear at a swing point forming by price consolidating within your range before eventually breaking out? Additionally, how would you identify and mark a market structure shift? Well, I don't use market structure shift, but in such a scenario, this price action is commonly observed in Forex. So, I don't know what you mean by wicks in a swing point. Like this wick in a swing point? Talking about that? Go over CL today. Sure. So one reason, what do we see down here? We see an SMT at the lows, or a bullish SMT, right? Where this asset puts in a lower low. No, do we have a weekly fair value gap? No, okay. So what do we see here? CL being the stronger pair, switching to the bearish pair, right? This kind of, to me, in a way, kind of offsets this SMT, and at least tells me that we can retrace back within this range. Now there's another crack and correlation that I'm not going to go over, but there's another crack and correlation that confirms that. So I'm always trying to confirm an SMT with another SMT type. There's many forms of SMT types, but the profile supported bearishness, right? Simple as that, right? We have a London reversal, right? Small wick on the daily time frame, as you see. So if the previous day printed this SMT, we want to reverse out the previous day's high. Been using that logic for a very long time. And I could trade this back within the range, right, to the previous low. Don't have an alert on that. I need to have an alert. But yeah, it's been kind of slow. I got on way up here. Right there. Been very slow. Just been holding that. I don't know what the hell this was. I don't know if that was news or what, but that was insane. I saw that live. I was like, holy shit. And it came back up. I was like, oh shit. I put my stop loss here, which is basically break even. Like right here. So hopefully that hits. That'd be cool. But yeah. Just simple cracks and correlation daily profile. This is kind of greedy though, aiming for the preset low, I'm not gonna lie. A easier trade would just be like 0.5 of this, which is well above 2R. If you're aiming for the EQ, hold on. Fuck. Sorry, I don't have minutes showing. Just aiming for like EQ of this range in general right here, because that is a potential target. That got hit like a while ago. To enter the creation of that opposing candle. That got hit. You know, that's way above 2R. That's where I took a partial, but down here is like 8R. And I'm seeing, again, two-stage SMTs again supporting bearishness, so that are actually holding, so I have conviction for this low, hopefully. Yeah. If you look here, open to, or wait, what the hell is going on here? Oh, that's just a gap. That's not even a new week opening gap, or a new day opening gap. That's just a gap. That's weird. Where's the new day opening gap? I know, RB's kind of choppy. It's kind of fucking weird. Like, look at the 5 minute on RB sometimes, like, early in the day. It's very weird. Don't even really care about gaps there. But yeah. Essentially, when we took out this high, right, we expand. What phase of price do we get? Consolidation. So if you want to reverse back in the range, you need to manipulate. Because we're not going to trade away from these failure swings unless we manipulate the range high. There's two types of A and Bs. There's continuation AMD and there's reversal AMD. This is reversal AMD. Look 6J. Is that isn't that just UJ? Looks like there's a previous close, I think. Okay, no, there's not. Kind of. There's a fat ass wick here. Okay, this isn't even core. Do you even use DXY for this? You don't, right? It doesn't even look correlated. I can't even use that for SMT, low-key. Man, is there SMT here? That'd be fire. I gotta check. 6J. 6J. There's not. That's fucking whack. There's SMT here, or if we like ran out this low, that'd be super fire. But this is mechanically my model. 10 a.m. But I don't like it. Oh, that's so clean. Holy shit. That's pretty nice, but it makes sense with the daily close. You have a very long wick, target the previous high. But fuck, I really hate that. I really hate trading away from these failure swings. It's unfortunate. I don't see any SMT that I can think of. I guess DXY? No, actually no. I don't know. I wouldn't trade it, I don't think. But mechanically, just with the 10 a.m. model, it's there, but yeah. Crypto gazillionaire. I don't know anything about crypto, bro. Appreciate that, Mr. Black. Doing pretty well. Feedback just send the link from. What do you feel about keeping the position intact, placing aside of it? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But like I said, I held that position because of silver. But yeah, you can do that. Because a lot of times, these markets can, if you really are in alignment with the expansion candle, you don't know how far it's going to go. It could just go way farther than you expect. And some of the trades that I take are like that, you know, where it's like I want to get in before. So like this is how I trade and this is how I catch these big moves. I don't even have to anticipate anything. It's literally just this. So it's like, okay, I have a range that I'm playing within or something. And let's say we open up here for the day. We kind of consolidate or whatever. And then we manipulate this high, right? We have a draw here. And then maybe even a draw beyond that. I want to get in on this manipulation, right? Let's say if we have candle 2 closure. I want to get in before we even take out these lows, these session lows. And then I can manage my position. So I'm in before we take out these lows. I can manage to all of these lows. That's how I like to get in. I like to get in before we even take out these highs and lows intraday. You can see majority of my trades like that. Today on gold, it wasn't like that. I could look at gold. I'm not the biggest fan of trading like this, where I'm literally longing at the high of the day. If you look at the daily candle, this is pretty much the high of the daily candle. But we're so close to this draw, it's kind of okay. And that's specific. Like a lot of times I won't take this, but since we had the daily profile support it, the daily candle support it, and just draws still open, but that's the important part. There's still a draw open. But a lot of my trades are like this. So if you look on RTY that I took, like you see I'm getting in here before we take out this low. And like I said, I can partial here, or I can hold runners to this low. And if you go to the daily, if you zoom out, I could have held to this low. But I'm retarded, and I see this. You know what I'm saying? But I can only anticipate, or I only have to anticipate, you know, this move to here, or this move to here, you know. And it could keep running, as you see. Like, it could have kept running down here. Like, a lot of these trades that I take on gold, or not gold, on indices, they just end up running like crazy. I don't have to anticipate that stuff. I just let the trade, I just get in line with it, the reversal of the day, and I let the day do its thing. Yeah, I did look at the yen. It's a valid model, but I don't like the framework necessarily. I like the daily. It's just the intraday. We kind of just left failure swings at Asia lows, which I'm not a fan of. If we ran out those lows, that's like A+ to me. We'd be so good. If you have daily SMT and the other asset reaches its objective, how do you confirm that the asset isn't just lagging lower time frame SMT displacement? Lower time frame SMT displacement. Wasn't that confident on CL today? So, when you have daily SMT and the other asset didn't reach the objective. So like, yeah, assets will be, this is where a lot of people get wrong. So it's kind of hard to just explain. It's very situational, but it's all to do with like price signatures, right? Like on gold, if you look yesterday, so you're gonna want to do analysis between 3 assets, right? There's gonna be a stronger one, the strongest one. There's gonna be the weakest one. There's gonna be a middleman, right? Where it's just like not the strongest, but it's not the weakest. That's kind of gold recently. We're just on the higher time frame wise. We see gold euro took out this low, and then I think, you know, silver yesterday was taking out all these highs while gold was down here. But we can't say that gold is bearish because this SMT, we had no displacement away from it at all. You see it's just consolidation. So you see how it's just phases of price, like expansion, consolidation, right? Now you're putting an SMT here at this gap. It's just lagging behind essentially. So as long as we don't, create an opposing, like a two-stage SMT on the opposing side or a opposing daily profile, etc., then it's just lagging. Like if you have a daily SMT or any SMT, like these large range SMTs, this is where you get a lot of these like stuck up in these like lagging assets where these just break these like huge range SMTs. You want to confirm it with a small range SMT in a profile and stuff like that, because a lot of them are just lagging behind. It's the higher time frame, Does that kind of make sense? In a way. But a lot of it is how the daily range is developing, Is it possible CSC which is yet to be confirmed? And a lot of people will get caught up, and sometimes the strongest asset, or let's say the weakest asset they're trading, in this case, they'll get caught up in trying to short the weakest asset, but that one's just lagging. You see how it's to clear the weaker asset, but they'll try to short these days just because it's the weaker asset or something. When that's like a false signal, There's a lot of it, like SMT is like a whole like different type of fucking stream. Like it gets complicated and deep-ish, you know what I'm saying? But that's the real sauce, dude. For show. Okay, I went over this high. So yen futures was good if we ran out this low. Like, or this high, where's it at? So like this high, we fell short on the yen futures and USD/JPY. Like if we ran out this high, that'd be so fire. Like my model is technically there, but I wouldn't trade away from these failure swings, honestly. But yeah, that would have been nice. How important is SMT for you? Very important. Do you only take trades in kill zones? So kill zone wise, it's kind of how I approach it. If there's no red folder for indices, I will generally wait for 9:30 unless we manipulate prior to the driver. So if we create the high and low today, like some clear profile, then I could take a positional entry, but that's also situational because it's like yesterday. What did I take it on yesterday? YM, I think. Right? Let's go here. So you see how we manipulate prior to 9:30? Now in this case, we did have 8:30 news. We obviously had CPI. So regardless, right? Just pretend that there's no news here because it would be the same thing. Let's say there's no news and we manipulate prior to the driver, okay? Well, what needs to happen if you want to take a positional entry, which means you're entering before 9:30, assuming 9:30 will just expand it in your direction, you need to have a reversal prior to 9:30, right? And you also need like an invalidation, you don't want it to expand away before 9:30, right? Because if you don't expand prior to 9:30, but you reverse, then what do we do after reversal? We just expand. There would be no reason to retrace, right? Because we haven't expanded yet. So this is when you expect 9:30 to expand. But let's say 9:30 open like way down here or something. Then it's, we could reverse, or even right here. I can't really enter. I can't really enter within anything that's like protected, right? But if I'm entering near the reversal point, I know this high is protected. I want to enter near that level. We have a 30-minute CSD here, right? And we also have like lower time frame invalidation points. If I show you here, 5-minute. Right, you see this bulky opposing candle? I can just assume that 9:30 will form its high in here. That's what I enter off of. Right, so now that's just prior to 9:30, and that's just if there is no red folder. Then ideally I want to wait for 9:30 if this is not the case. So if we don't create a higher low today prior to 9:30, you want 9:30 to create that, right? But What about gold and silver or CL? Right, there's no red folder. Then I'll just trade 8 o'clock really. Like that's kind of the time window, you know. But if there's 8:30 red folder news, like 90% of the time I'm just gonna wait for that to pass. Kind of how I approach it. But there's other people where if you have the framework to get in, ideally positioned near the low of the day, they will enter, like AM took this trade, I'll show you. And it's the same logic essentially. If I can find it. This one right here. Okay, so AM took this one, so I'm gonna show you the framework. Okay, so look at this take here. So you kind of have a consolidation here. You have a manipulation into these failure swings, right into this gap. So we'd assume that this next day could expand into these failure swings potentially. So when you go to the 1 hour for profiling, see the daily opens low, runs out this low. So this is like a positional entry as well, where it's like very prior to the open, where he's entering around here, right? And he took a partial here, I know that. And he's looking for the drivers to continue that expansion into these highs. But obviously it reversed. But that's still, just an example. It just didn't work out. I trade this lower as well. There's also a valid model my model right here as well. But I don't trade that time, so. But yeah. A lot of this is like situational stuff, bro. On GC, would you say it was a little premature to enter 30-minute fractal? I saw the C2 only 1 hour forming inside the fair value. Not necessarily. I don't think it's horrible. But I don't really see what trade y'all are taking though. Like, I don't see an opposing candle. Maybe like right here. Was it this y'all taking? Okay, I assume you took this right here. Okay, I see. If you're talking about that, then not really. It's not really premature necessarily. Because when you think about continuation, this is the only area to continue off of. And that's what we're going to have a lot of times. These are the best trades to take. When you're, taking trades away from key levels, that it's like the only possibility to either reverse from or continue off of. Like those are your best trades, right? You're not taking, let's say there's a leg with like a bunch of fair value gaps or something. Fair value gap here, whatever. You just have one key level, right, for continuation. And that's a good trade in my opinion. That's fine. If you took that. Hold on, let me let this talk. How long is your journey did it take for you to start trading so many assets at once? Like yesterday you took 4. How long did it take? I don't really know. It's always been pretty easy for me to trade multiple assets. But, once you have experience, you know exactly what you're looking for, then it just makes it a lot easier. Like I could do this on my phone. I've done it before on my phone many times. Like yesterday, I took one of those trades driving. My little brother, I was driving back home. I don't know. It's just I'm just waiting for like candle opening. It's like really not that hard. With my system, it's just not that hard. I'm literally just waiting for reversals from certain levels and then closures. And obviously, I can just check my phone every 30 minutes or every hour. So it's like I know when to check and I know when to look for reversals and I know when to wait for, new 4-hour open, etc. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like experience in my system. Makes it a little bit easier. How many types of SMT? There's many types of SMTs. Or cracks and correlations. when you wait for retest of OB and then you can enter. You wait for retest of OB. When can we enter without retest? Oh, honestly, if the close, so let's say here, like this example or something. So like this is the set of opposing candles. Here's the low, right? There's multiple ways you can do this. You can wait for a retest, but if the RR is good, like it's still 2R to this high, which it is, like generally you don't want to get missed, just kind of trying to be greedy for extra RR. A lot of times you can just move your stop loss to either like 0.5 of the opposing candles, or maybe this whole range. There's many ways to do it. Now here's not a clean set of opposing candles. When it's like super bulky, you can do that. Or you can set it to the low. So like this is what I did. Like I'm putting my stop loss at the low, but not the swing low. So I can squeeze a little bit RR. Because if price comes all the way down here, it's going to take you out like 95% of the time. I don't know what that was. But say you enter like here, you can put your stop loss here as well. Right? You have a swing low here. And this happens a lot where your invalidation will move to from here to right here, because when you think about a bullish, expansion, especially after manipulation, see all these lows you manipulate? You don't want to see these deep runs back in the range, right? So you can already move your stop loss to right here, right? Does that kind of make sense? And a lot of that stuff is like mechanically done with the Fractal model, like just measuring out the previous candle's range, looking for PD rays to put your stop loss around those levels. But yeah, you can refine your stop. You don't have to put it like way down there. But yeah, generally, if it's too large, like let's say this was too large or something for you, or something like that, then you kind of have to wait for retests, right? Or you can wait for a fair value gap to get hit, maybe enter off a breaker. So you see this here. You could do something like that. Like there's many things you can do. Or you can just wait for a new opposing candle to be created to create a smaller range. Like you have multiple options. You could just play the continuation. A couple things you can do. That's crazy. So I trade T's Fractal model, but the way I frame like the Fractal model, that's kind of my approach, right? So GXT stands for Garrett XT trades, right? It's my framework and my model with basically how I incorporate the Fractal model with my profiling of the 4-hour chart, etc., daily profiles. So it's basically like the Fractal model, but like high probability trading, right? Like I'm not trading, the Fractal model in the 15-minute, 1 minute, trying to catch every, key level and retracement and all that. It's usually like one trade a day, aiming for the bulk of the daily range, It's kind of like daily one shot, one kill, damn near. Like that's how it is usually. Like here, I'm just taking one trade, catching the majority of the move. If you look on RTY, in my trade yesterday on YM, I'm catching, where did I trade on YM? Or sorry, I traded YM, so look here. YM, I traded in here, catching the majority of the daily range. Took a loss on YM, barely stopped out, and it went, right? I just re-entered on RTY, entered around here, caught the majority of the move. So it's usually just one shot they're going to get around these levels, right? That's kind of how I like to trade. You get a very high win rate because you're like aligning. It's not just aligning, the 1 hour with the 5 minute. You're aligning like 3-4 time frames in one direction. What's up, Guessum? For real, it's been a long time, bro. How you been? Busy lately? That's good. Oh, Euro JPY? That actually makes sense. I never even thought of that. What the fuck? There's no SMT there anyways, but... See, this is like a little bit more manageable though. in my opinion. Because this is a fair value gap here. On the other asset, there's no fair value gap, and then we just traded very high to this, or very close to this high, which I'm not a fan of. So this is my model right here. Let's see what we got. So we need another opposing candle. So whether you count this as an opposing candle, I don't like these smaller bodied opposing candles, but if you count that, that's entry. Or you could just be safe, put your stop loss above here. As long as there's enough RR to get down to here. But that's 3R. So either or you could do. So it would have worked there, but I don't usually trust these little ass shits. Unless you go on the 3 minute, it's like clear. Opposing candle. Yeah, it's really not. It's kind of shitty. What is that as well? 7. What's that, like spike in volatility? It's interesting. But yeah, the way I use the Fractal model, confirming highs and lows within the daily range and the 4-hour candle, fucking pretty good. Pretty good. A lot of people are having success with it. Do you consider RTY open and wait, what? Incorporate with GXE. RTH open. No, I don't use that stuff. I think it's on like I don't touch it, so I don't even know how to turn it back on. Like, where is it at? I don't even know where it's at, honestly. But I forgot if it's off or on. But yeah, I don't really care about that. I just use like new day opening gaps. Like this is the only gap I use. Or new week opening gaps. What general difference have you observed in PA across the individual charts for indices? Yeah, considering that each day behaves slightly different. What do you mean by individual charts? Oh, like just the individual assets? It definitely behaved differently. Indices is the best market to trade because you have 930 to work with every day. I don't know if I observed anything like different. Like the profiles are all the same, essentially. Like the way we want to trade expansion candles in the same direction is the same. I don't know. I don't really think about it too much. I don't think. It's just a, the approach to drivers is a bit different. I would say it's more exaggerated and useful on the indices. Just this time window of like 8:30 to like 10:30. Just those like 2 hours. We can move in like, if you look on a lot of times on like CL or gold, we can move sometimes like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. stuff like that. But yeah, it's generally the same thing, honestly. Like nothing like too crazy, but like Forex is a lot different. That's what's actually different. Oh, I see. Yeah, that is one thing. Gold will leave, Asia lows or CL will as well. But it's the same like protocol though. That's the thing. Like I still treat it the same as if like in Q left Asia highs and lows. Yo, Garrett, when Bryce was right, but I'm sick. That's why I didn't trade today. Oh, nice. What I took on CL was this. I'm at break even. Or I took one partial, but this is what I traded, so. So we had this SMT here. Hold on, what time is it? 14. Okay. Let me see. I gotta get my phone. I'm just gonna close this out before the day ends, but yeah, what I saw here. You have a bullish SMT down here, which is a previous week's low SMT, which is significant. It outrides this previous. It's not a well, like this is not even an important SMT in a sense, but you have a bullish SMT, and then the stronger asset prints a bearish SMT, right? Which pretty much leads me to believe that we're going to get some bearishness. And again, there was some initial confirmation within the daily profile as far as like cracking correlation stuff. But here is just a obvious daily profile, right? Of consolidation after hitting this high. And then we manipulate, right? Create SMT, and then we're closing through. So London high. When we come around these drivers around 8 o'clock, we haven't expanded yet. We haven't created too big of a range, so that's what you want to see if you're trading New York continuation. It's a bit choppy, but I traded this candle right here. This 8 o'clock candle. That's kind of the kill zone I'm working with for CL and gold. I want to enter around 8 o'clock and after. So you see we enter the kill zone, right? It's just continuation. Right? This candle is just hitting this opposing candle, this fair value gap. So I'm just expecting internal, external continuation. Now it got a little bit ugly, but I should probably close this out. Or am I trailed? Let me check real quick. That's fine. I'm trying to let it do his thing. But that's what I took. So it's just a fractal model right here. We also have an SMT paired with continuation. So this is my entry here. Right there. Looking for this low. And there's SMTs all up in here. Most of the time my bias was right, but I suck at entries. Usually it's the opposite for people. Maybe you need like a mechanical entry or something. That should be the easiest part, is getting onside. Is there a set schedule? Oh no, not for public streams, but for the lens there is. So you're in the lens, so Saturdays is when I stream. Once a week. Yes, JP. High signal taker. What's up, Freg? Because the 4-hour 6 a.m. candle included. Yeah, so within the 6 a.m. candle, those are the important times. So within the 6 a.m. candle, I'm not really trading the 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. hours. I'm waiting for those volatile times. Have you considered entering on 1 minute instead of 3 minute in the model to get a better entry? It could, definitely could. So if you're gonna use the 1 minute and you have all these time frames aligned, yeah, you could absolutely do it. So like I did this on RTY. I traded the 1 minute today, which I barely do, but it's where I'm entering at, which makes it okay to me. So if you look here, as you see, we have this open draw, so failure swings here, and you have this daily range low. The previous day's high formed a reversal. So it's like a delayed protraction profile on the weekly time frame. So you see how yesterday just comes up above the weekly open, sweeps out Monday's high, and then closes back in the range. This is just forming a new weekly wick, right, that supports expansion. So it's like a next day model. This day reverses. I want to target this swing low, right, these failure swings. So I just need a profile. So once you have a draw, intraday you need to be trading away from a protected swing, which is ideally manipulation. So this is perfect, right? We have this SMT here, this manipulation of an hourly swing high. And then it's just confirmed. So I'm trading within the 10 o'clock candle. I'm confirming the wick within this lower time frame 30-minute opposing candles, or 15-minute opposing candles. But there's SMT here. So there's a two-stage SMT, right? So this asset switches from the weaker one to, or so the stronger one to the weaker one. That kind of confirms that we're just going to catch up to the weaker asset essentially. So I'm just framing my trade to this range low. And as you see, we're forming that 10 a.m. high within this range. And here is the fractal model, 15-minute fractal model. So open high puts in a reversal. New day opening gap forms within the new day opening gap as well. We're also rejecting that. So I just trade the 1 minutes, right? Because I am high within a range, so like in premium discount. You don't want to trade 1 minute like way down here or something. That's how you get railed. But you see how I'm entering, near a reversal point, right? Or like high in the range. That's where you want to get in. You want to get in before we take out all these lows and stuff like that. You want to get in before we expand. But yeah, I don't really trade. Well, you could do that for sure, but generally you're going to get a nice entry regardless on the 5 minute, 3 minute. But if you want to try that, you could. What assets do I trade? Indices, gold, and oil, usually. That's really it. My dog is sleeping. He's having a bad dream. Can you show me how to do the editing? Oh, fuck. Okay. Where are we at right now? Alright, here it is. So go in Figma. Alright, you're going to press F. You're going to select one of these backgrounds or whatever the fuck it's called, or frames. Right, so you get it white, and then you post a picture. Let's just post this one. So you screenshot your shit, and you crop it into here. And then here's how you center it. Right, this is how you put it in the middle. This is how you frame it from the horizontal, or match it in between, or whatever the fuck. And then I like to put my name up here. GXT trades. I don't even know if that's my actual fucking tag, but close enough. I want this to be a decent size. You know what I'm saying? And you also center this as well. Put it at the top. Oh, I mean, you're only doing this for journaling, so all you need, I don't even know why you're doing this for journaling, to be honest. Like, there's no point, low-key. But then I like to put the bottom, so below this, I'm going to put like the time frame. So I'm going to put the asset first. So go GC. You could put like, let's say this is the hourly time frame. You could put like London reversal, and then you could do like the time frame H1. Also, you need to make this a lot smaller. Right, and you center that as well. But this is more of like if you want to post on Instagram or some shit. And then you don't have to put shit down here, low-key. It's just like that. Does that make sense? Pretty freaking easy. Dollar, you here? So you literally just press F. That's how you get your frames. You put it here, or you just fucking paste it. And then you post your picture. So you want to crop your picture where you just see white within TradingView. So if I go, if I want to frame fucking the daily chart, I just want to show current price action. So if you look at my trade today, I'm just taking a picture of this. Fuck, hold on. My cursor is in the way. Right, so take a picture of that. Drop it here. Center it. I mean, there you go. And then I would just change this to like whatever you want to say. Like you could just put like framework D1. Pretty simple. Something like that. But once you have it, you know, it's pretty easy. You can just delete the picture. All you have to do is change this, you know. But yeah, it's easy. You can figure it out. Garrett, answer him. What are you talking about? Where are we at right now? What are you talking about? JP? You good? Hell no, I was not a good student. I'm an idiot. I just want to know where the hell I'm at. Okay, I was around here. Guys, if you guys are Forex traders, go ahead and hit up Yurdon. Best Forex trader. Just DM him. He'll happily help you. Okay, if I want to learn your model, should I just go over to your trade section to WAP, or do I need to learn other ones? Oh yeah, you need to learn the Fractal model from T-Trades. Once you learn the Fractal model, then you can go to my course. I don't even know the model exactly, except the entry model. Yeah, so yeah, you just need to learn the Fractal model, because that's the entry model. And then yeah, the framework and stuff is my part, and that's the under GXT section. Yeah, what Big O said, you just gotta know the Fractal model. I'm low-key in a tight spot. Blew my phone dead in Feb, lost my phone at the start of March, and because of the time zones and other companies, I can't trade in New York session without my phone. My mom, who bought me, doesn't want me to trade, and instead wants me to focus on school, and said she's not replacing my phone until I finish my finals. What do you recommend to any advice you give me, because I'm looking confused on whether to drop trading? Well, how old are you? You sound young. So I wouldn't even, bro, you have a lot of time ahead of you, man. I started trading at like 19 years old. Okay. And I wasn't profitable till 4 years later. Right. So you have a limited time. If you're like 16 or something, like you're very lucky. Yeah, never quit trading, because I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it'll always be worth it. Hold on, let me let this dog in. But yeah, my journey was not easy. Literally 4 years, bro. I was in the army trying to learn this shit. Like blowing evals on FTMO that cost $500 when my bi-weekly paycheck is like $900. Like, it was not easy, but I just didn't give up. You can't give up on this. It is so worth it. It's insane. There's no time limit. Don't feel rushed, especially if you're young like that, bro. I'm telling you, man. There's no rush. There's no time limit on it. Just try to improve every day. You can still improve without trading live. You can backtest and things like that. I backtested. You can ask people like Yurdon, iFrag. When I wasn't live trading, I would still put in hours every single day. I would come home and backtest for hours every single day. Like, you can improve without even live trading, you know? So I did those things when I couldn't trade because of my job. Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly what you said. Fractal model roids, Loki. Thoughts on OTE model? Is that like a... You talking about the OTE as like a fib retracement pattern, or like OTE the mentor? I don't actually like OTE as far as the concept, because it doesn't, you know, when I frame an expansion, like I don't want to see these deep retracements. You know, like you don't actually want to see that. Maybe for like higher time from continuation, but I've never used an OTE tool in my life. You know, I don't want to see that. It's like an invalidation for me, to be honest. You want to see shallow retracements for continuation, not deep retracements. So I don't use it personally. 1 minute is actually insane. For 1 minute, there's a delay. That's TWX. I don't know. But yeah, I was not a good student in school, bro. I was like dumb as shit. That's why I joined the army. Because I'm a retard. Copper was nice. Let's look at it. Let me delete all this stuff. Cooper. See, I just spelled copper wrong. I'm literally fucking retarded. Now, which one is it? It must be this one, right? Oh, it's not this one, is it? Fuck no, it's not that one. Bro, did I just click the same fucking one? I did. See how dumb I am? Which one is it, bro? This one? Oh, it's comment. Yeah, I'm fucking retarded. This one. Damn, this does a clean. 2M revert. Yeah, okay. Kind of just left. What about this? There's an entry right there. Probably. Oh, someone sent this to me. Let me see if there's a 30-minute model, though. Okay, it is. So it's still valid. So this was the trader here. 30-minute model. Candle 4. You target that high up there. The only thing I don't like about these pairs, I can't use divergence. At least I don't know the pair. Unless it's like platinum or something. Let's actually look. Okay, I think this is, bro. Does that look correlated to y'all? Pretty freaking close, no? You got a Tuesday. I don't know. It's somewhat correlated, so I don't know. But this looks pretty good. This is the main reason, though. Because when you take out these highs, do you see the continuation signature? Consolidation. Okay, so it doesn't have to manipulate, right? But you get a manipulation right here. More of like an internal one. Right? You can see this consolidation here. And ideally you have this SMT, which, I mean, if you consider this SMT, you do have these lows internally to the range, which is probably just a fair value gap on the 4 hour. Not quite. No, it's not. It's gonna be like on some fucking time frame now, like 5 hour or something. Yeah, it's a 5 hour fair value gap. But yeah, pretty clean. Crazy. Had to fix the fire alarm, bro. What's all the indicators you use? It's just to help me with sessions. So it's ICT kill zones and pivots. Right here by TFO. And then you got this one. There's like a free version of this, some linked somewhere. You can't use this one apparently. It's like a paid one or something. I don't know. And then Fractal model indicator. And that's pretty much all I use. I already did show oil. What's it looking like now? I'm just trailing the last one. I don't think. What time is it? I gotta close that shit soon. Well, I stole that from like my friend Simple, I think. Otherwise, otherwise I would gatekeep it. Done that. Almost made my brain explode. Garrett, can you review this trade on NQ? Oh yeah, wrong. I would say wrong bias. Like you can't really frame a bullish profile today. That's why I tried shorts twice today. So one was a loss, the other one was a win. But when I look here, it's like you can't trade away from these lows. Right, so if I show you on RTY, you essentially have this. You have a range high and range low. And we actually go beyond the range high, sweep out. Again, creating a new high of the week. So like I said, it's kind of like a delayed protraction profile, essentially. Creating a new wick of the week and then falling back within the range. So if you want to trade to the previous low after you have a next day model, then all the daily profile is trading away from a protected high within the daily range. So if you just block out everything to the left here, if you just did this, you just look at current price, you see how we're creating a protected high here with SMT form the high of day. So this confirms that we're going to go down to the low of the range first, right? And we already purged the high of the range, but you get what I'm saying, right? You want to trade away from these manipulations, right? When I look here, like this low is essentially like a failure swing to that low, almost. Now to trade away from, you know, like a low like this, you would want the driver to kind of expand away from this low. But do you see how much farther this high is than this low? So it just doesn't logically make sense either. If I go to NQ, like all these lows and stuff, like it's just like so sus. You know what I'm saying? Not a fan of it. I was not even a fan of this price action in general. Like it's not good at all. I just thought RTY was a little bit cleaner because we have a two-stage SMT here. Right? I always want to trade away from some sort of manipulation. Now I know we had SMT, like, okay, we don't even have SMT. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't take that trade higher. Not a good trade in my opinion. And if you look here, like I said, if you want to frame a continuation, New York continuation away from an Asia high of day or London low of the day, etc., then you need the drivers to expand away from that, right? And you see that 830 does, but it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't continue the expansion. And then 930 just rips lower. So 930 is like right here. Right? 930. I think we have like a, some internal SMT that's not really that important. Yeah, like you have like this SMT here. Or where is it now? Yeah, you don't have anything. Like, what'd you take? What time is this? 10. Okay, it's past 10. Okay, I see. You're taking something in here. Yeah, like you see these lows? They're just not the relevant lows to trade away from, essentially. Like you're just trading within, like these are the relevant swings. It's going to be this high and then this high. Right? It'd be a little bit different if maybe 930 or 830 ran out these lows and then maybe expanded away. So like 830 manipulation, 930 back in the range. And maybe we can expect a 10 a.m. Expansion higher. That would be a little bit more convincing. But generally, you don't want to trade away from these failure swings, right? That's not something you ideally want to do. It's just not clean in general, though. Like, it's really just not, in my opinion. Like, if you look here, this is kind of, you're trying to frame a bullish bias here when it's just failure swings to both sides. It's kind of hard, you know? But when I look to RTY, it's just a little bit easier to frame. That's why I traded it. So you see how it's just a little bit easier to trade away from something here? If that makes sense. It's not an easy day to navigate necessarily. Because you can't even like necessarily trade away from anything within here either though. But yeah, it's just the fact that, you know, 830, 930 didn't continue higher. Like that's a red flag always, for sure. And obviously these lows as well. And then if you just look at the previous close in general, right? Have a weak close, a fair value gap. So, you know, with that alone as well. Just going off of this right, small wick, respecting the lower half of this candle after hitting a key level. Failure swings at the lows. But yeah, the intraday, you know, profile was not clean necessarily. How the fuck do I get off this? Okay. Bro, I'm not answering that. London NQ. So you trade London on NQ? I definitely wouldn't trade that. Because London didn't hit anything. Didn't really run out anything. You know what I'm saying? So you can't frame a London reversal. Does that make sense? And you can't use, I know some people are trying to say this is like a CSD or something, but it's a relevant CSD because it, like I said, it didn't hit anything. If you can't frame a reversal, then, you know, CSDs are used to confirm reversal, but if you didn't hit anything to reverse off of, then it's more than likely just retracement, the CSD is. What all okay, I already did that. Suggest me a good name for my trading account. Just say, I don't know, Mint. That's fine. How did I come with GXT? It's just a model name. And then my name, yeah, it's just Garrett XT Trades. That's a model name. But my name is just GX Trades. So Garrett Trades, basically. I don't know. Nothing too crazy. But I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff. Do you always wait for the closure of 4-hour time frame, 6 a.m.? No, I don't. So if you go on my course, you'll see how to trade a candle 2 closure. So like a 4-hour candle 2 closure. Or sorry, not candle 2 closure, but you can learn how to trade a candle 2. Right? It's a requirement. It's a filter. Yeah, there's an army blowing up people and accounts. What did you do before trading? Well, after high school at 18, I went to the army for 4 years. And for those 4 years, I think like a year or 2 years in the army, I came across trading. And obviously, I didn't learn until like 4 years later. But even out of the army, I wasn't profitable. You know, so it was just ass. Ideally, I got out of the army profitable. That would have been fucking sick. It was just stressful, dude. Like getting in the army, not knowing what to do, but you want to be a trader, but you're not profitable. Just trying to make it work. But just keep going, and you'll fucking get it. I am Unk for real. Trading ASMR. How would you go about that? Fred get more like than Garrett. Dude, did he again? I gotta check. There's no fucking way, dude. I'm gonna start fucking blocking this guy. Alright, he got 61 likes. Where's mine? I post mine later on. Bro, I'm at 62 likes. Like, what the hell? What is this guy, dude? But my gold trade is doing better than his gold trade. Doesn't even make sense. Oh yeah, I quit my job a while ago. OT isn't a expansion model, it's a continuation model. Yeah, I just don't like that. I don't like, even if I'm trying to frame a bearish range or something, like, I don't want price going all the way up here. That doesn't show heaviness in price. You know what I'm saying? I want to see these like discount get hit. Like, that's more of something like that. But these deep ass runs, like, it's not what you want to see. Oh, not what I want to see, at least. I just don't use it. HG. I think I went over that. Yeah, it's kind of clean. I look at Bitcoin today too. It was also clean. Like, shit's crazy. Model goes insane. I'm off a check to your profile picture and then like that's crazy. I do explain a model a little bit. Like, some of the what's the fucking word, dude? I don't know. I forgot the fucking word. I explained some of the core foundation of my model or some whatever, how to explain it, but yeah, it's like within these free recordings, if you go to TWX's YouTube channel, I talk about a lot of things that I do. Never traded RTY, but I've seen some nice moves when analyzing. Yeah, it's just I analyze it with YM. So let's say YM is kind of not correlated, kind of out of sync with NQ and ES. Then I'll look to see if RTY is in sync with YM. You know. But just in general, you can trade RTY with YM. It's usually pretty correlated. But I wouldn't use RTY with like NQ or ES. Like, I don't do that. Yeah, Richie, they are being recorded. What the fuck is that mask? What the fuck? This is my warm up. I saw this on fucking your USD. There's my model at 5 or 6 a.m. or something, like really early on the day. But once it expands, it's not really interesting anymore. Like, let's actually go look again. Unless I'm thinking of another asset. I think right here is my model. What time is this? Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I was just like not the biggest fan of this PA. But it works. That was really the only opportunity you really have. Because at 8 o'clock, we have the red filter news, and then we just take out all these lows, so, or at least this low. And the daily candles already expanded, so that's something you can avoid a lot of times when you see the daily candles already expanded. pretty large range, you don't want to trade anymore. Unless there's still like open draws left. And then you have like invalidation levels, so maybe we don't even create one, which is not ideal. 30-minute maybe? You don't really have one either. It's just not clean. What GU? GU's fucking gross. I don't know how you guys trade Forex, like for real. It's been pretty gross this week. I think last week, or like the last 2 weeks, or like whatever this week was kind of clean, obviously. Just expanding. But this week has not been clean, brother. Nope. I'd probably lose my mind trading this. Maybe there's something clean here. I think some model right here. Okay, where's the high day? Okay, so high day is being created right here. Failure swings. New candle opener here. Close below here. So mechanically, this is valid. Let's see if this fucking fails. And I'll probably be targeting these equal lows. Continuation, another entry. Okay, so that's red folder, it looks like. So you probably want to get out before then. I'm not a bitch though, so I'd probably hold, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, this is CPI. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not doing that. So maybe I probably wouldn't even trade before CPI, but that one did work. But I wouldn't do it. As you see, here's the expansion candle that we're trading within. Oh, that's internal. Nice. So there's opportunities, but as far as the daily range goes, it's fucking gross. That's disgusting. Okay, so the failure swings, the highs, are a little bit, we kind of dismiss those a little bit more because of the daily time frame. Because of the closure here, so you see this close, we have a candle 2 closure on the, after hitting this fair value gap, you can see on NQNES. Right, so I'm automatically going to come to the day pretty one-sided to these failure swings. So now it's just about trading away from some relevant level internally, which is hard to trade on NQ today. Honestly, we formed some like little ass divergence here, but this is like after 10 o'clock, essentially. But if you look at my RTY trade, it's a bit cleaner. So it's the same thing, essentially. But do you see how this is so much easier to trade away from? See this manipulation? The SMT here? Then we get another SMT, 2-stage SMT. It's a lot more clean when I look at RTY compared to NQ. So that's why I traded RTY today. This is why I originally shorted YM, is because of the SMT with RTY. So I took this trade right here. There's like SMT at all these highs, but so I took this. It ran like 1.6R, left these equal lows, and then I got railed. But that's fine. I was looking for that low. But once I got stopped out, it created another opportunity where we created a lower low. So this is creating that 2-stage SMT. So I took another entry right here, like pretty much right after getting stopped out. I got another opportunity there and wrote it down to this low. Yeah, I gotta close this CL trade real quick. Very good trade though. It just didn't go to my TP, so that kind of sucks, but whatever. Personally, why do you think most traders fail and that there's good mentorships out there you think are realistically? And wait, now that there's good mentorships out there, you think? No, I don't think that the statistics will change. Trading is just so hard that I think the percentages of unprofitable traders is always gonna be extremely low. It's just so hard. And the work you have to put in is like a lot, bro. Like you have to be super consistent. And dude, it's no time limit on it. That's the thing. And it's interesting because there's no trading. There's no like guaranteed. Like when you work a job, if you work long enough, you're gonna get a raise. There's nothing like that in trading. You can work, or you can. First off, you're literally putting in work without getting paid, right? You're studying and all this without getting paid, in hopes that it pays off. You can study for 4 years like I did, not make a single dime, actually lose money. That's the thing. You're actually losing money. But it's all part of the process, and that's what makes it so like hard. That's why so many people give up, because they can't see through it. But yeah, it's just so hard. I don't think that will ever go up, to be honest. Sometimes a good mentor can't even save a student because that student just doesn't have what it takes. Like they still need to put in the work and stuff. You see that a lot. But people just fail because it's just too much, bro. I mean, it's just too hard for a lot of people. Not for everyone. I had the market lens to learn TJ Forex mode. I need to know what makes your lessons framework different. I like your style with your trades to capture. Yeah, so like I trade the Forex model, but it's more so how to incorporate high probability, fractal models essentially. Like I'm trading the daily range, like profiling, stuff like that. That's what I focus on. And then it's pretty mechanical how, if you can ask some people in here how mechanical it is within framing profiles and incorporating the fractal model. So like you know exactly when to use the fractal model. That's the thing. Without it, you may not know. You know what I'm saying? When and where to use the fractal model. But with my model, you just know literally exactly when to do it. You can look in the lens. You see if people are taking the same trades. Like a bunch of people took that gold trade. Where is it at? Here. Go to the lens here. So this guy just looks like he took 1 hour. It's probably GXT though. I'll tell you if it is. Yep, this is my model. He's just trading it subconsciously. He doesn't know he's trading it. That's GXT right there. If I go to USD CAD. He traded in the 2 a.m. candle or the 1. Okay, it's actually the 1 a.m. So it's not as clean. But here, if you're framing, now this didn't totally work out, but if you're framing a continuation, if I pull up the indicator here, see how the previous day is a candle 3 closure. So looking for the previous day's low, which you didn't even reach there. But if you demand a small wick within this daily candle to expand, then you're going to mark out the 0.5 of this candle's range. So now look and see for any key levels below the 0.5 of this candle's range. Right, what do you have? This key level right here. Right, so you would ideally want the high of the day to form there. So if London hits this high, then you want a London reversal, right? Now you want to frame and trade away from the high of day, but also the high of the forward candle that you're trading within, which gets created, obviously, right here. Right, so now all you need is a closure. So if you trade the fractal model, you already see it right there. And you could trade, there's an internal range liquidity there, but I'm pretty sure it goes at least 2R or whatever the hell. That's at least 2R, but yeah. That's essentially my model right there. And ideally, yeah, you want to see how these lows get taken. And sometimes it doesn't happen, but You don't have to be right all the time to make money. So I take partials. And then red folder came out, probably formed a divergence here or something. Not really sure. If red folder manipulate this low, if there's SMT here, that would definitely be concerning for sells. But anyways, KP, what do you notice about this trade? 1400 open, right? New 4-hour candle. 4-hour, 1-hour, 5-minute. If you trade the Fractal model, you're going to trade my model. It's just you. I don't know why you wouldn't. This guy's trading my model as well. This is the Fractal model on crack. 6 a.m. reversal, 10 a.m. continuation. This guy might be doing his own thing here. Oh no, he took the same trade as me. So he took the same trade as me essentially. This guy took as well, GXT. Obviously that's my trade. GXT there. This is my trade. GXT. Like everyone just trades GXT. If you're gonna trade the Fractal model, you're gonna trade my model. You just have to. I don't know. Like if you don't do it, I don't know what you're doing. It doesn't make any sense. This guy's trading my model. So everyone, like I'm talking like majority of people took this long. This GXT long right here. On gold. GXT. 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 I'm telling you. Yeah. Where are we at here? So yeah, it's very good. People are having great success with it. It's cool to see. I don't think Garrett can reach this far. End of this chat. Let me try to hurry up this Gandil range theory. Dude, that's actually hilarious. That guy's a legend for that, honestly. When did the GXT model click when you learned? So the thing is, I already traded this way within 4-hour candles and aligning expansion candles. But then I figured out a way how to plug the Fractal model with the 4-hour candles. And it was just fucking amazing. Will you ever respond to my message? Okay, I already read that, right? Should be this quick trade. Took 80% off a 2R. Oh yeah, I did go over this trade. Yeah, this is a good trade. Wait, what is this CAD? Yeah, I just went over that, right? Yeah, good trade. Like this is exactly what we want to look for a London reversal. Perfect. It just didn't work out. It worked out, but it didn't go to the final TP. But you see how you don't even have to be right, and you can still make money. That's a very good trade. Like journal that and journal it as A+. That's A+ trade. The daily is in line. The daily profile is in line. Like literally perfect trade, dude. Good job. Journal your trades like a good. Okay. Crazy. Oh, that's drawn on? Bro, I thought he was wearing a mask. You heard about inverse hedge? He trades similar to you. Oh, no, I don't. I don't know who that is. See Intermarket continuation to yellow C. Check UJ, AJ, NJ. So I saw UJ. Like mechanically, there's my model there, but I don't see any SMT. So I wasn't a fan. But we'll check like odd and NZD since those are correlated. Okay, this sold off way more. So you see how you can just kind of avoid New York session when the previous session already expanded? I wouldn't be looking to trade this. But what about NZD? Yeah, it's more of the same thing. I wouldn't trade London session when you see Asia expand. I don't really see anything here. I just wouldn't be looking at this asset. Like when I see this happen prior to my session, I don't even check that asset anymore. Like I'll just let it go for the day. Oh, but on the you're saying for tomorrow, okay? Yeah, actually, potentially, yeah. Yeah, don't look bad, huh? Don't look too bad. Is equal lows? No. Yeah, NQ today was not A plus. What the fuck? Hell no, boy. I'll say indices yesterday was pretty freaking A plus. I don't know about A plus, but it was very clean. What did I even trade, by the way? I can't even remember. I can't even remember what I traded yesterday. I took YM, right? Yeah, I took YM. This is very clean. SMT previous is high. 830 manipulation, 930 expansion. Like, holy shit. The profile was clean. Yeah, that was clean, man. For YM to use R2Y. Yes, but specifically I use R2Y if YM is very uncorrelated between NQ and ES. Because generally R2Y will be correlated to YM. Reno, yes. But it took me 4 years to make a single dollar. An A setup? Like how? My model's technically here, but the profile is shit. As a pattern trade, my model worked here. Do I think it's the most cleanest shit ever? It's not bad, just because there's open objectives still. But like if we did some shit like this, that would be so much better, dude. Like ran out this high, formed an SMT. That would be more of like a A to me, my opinion. When you know to drop down to 1 minute for entry. Okay, so it's generally just I'm only ever trading the 1 minute in line with the daily profile, just like I do on the 1 hour or the 30-minute Fractal model. It's literally the same thing. But if you look here, within the first 30 minutes of this 30-minute candle, essentially, or sorry, no, this is the new open of the 30-minute candle. Sorry. So if you look here, I don't have a 30-minute Fractal model here. As you see, I don't have a C2 closure. But I know that this 30-minute candle here like retraced back in the range. So if this kind of retraced and then hit a reversal point, you know, we're closing above the 0.5 of here, then the next 30-minute candle should expand regardless of this candle's closure. So if I know that, then I'm going to look for a lower time frame reversal within this 30-minute candle or whatever. And then I just see that we do have that, right? So since we already reversed within the previous candle, I expect the next 30 minutes to expand. That's why I took it. And it's just high within the range, right? If you look here, I'm not trading the 1 minute like super low within this range or after we take out objectives. Like, if I'm gonna trade the 1 minute, I want the 1 minute to like be quick, you know, and like well positioned so I don't get taken out. So that's why I kind of trade the 1 minute, because I could expect some sort of expansion. Because we have yet to expand in this day. Really, we really haven't. So we have objectives to expand to. It was like, you know, somewhat quick-ish. It looks quick, but it's really not, honestly. Like a couple hours. That's just because 9:30, 8:30 didn't really do shit. Where can you learn to actually become profitable? That's like a loaded question. I mean, you can learn for free, like, honestly, like, T-Trade's, not course, YouTube is literally enough, to be honest, if you really deep dive into it. But obviously there's courses and stuff, but a course is not going to make you profitable, dude. It's really not. It's going to give you the information to become profitable. It's going to give you the resources to ask questions, but you have to be the one to ask those questions, get the answer, go into the charts, understand that concepts that they're teaching and whatever. Like, you have to still put in the work, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is going to make you actually profitable by yourself. Bruh. My dog is a legend, dude. 81% win rate this with GXC this week. Yeah, I've only lost once this week. Where do I learn? His model. Link in my bio if you want to learn. So you're going to get access to 3 courses: AM trades, T trades, and then my course. But if you're going to learn T trades, you have to learn his course because I use it. I use his model. Then you're going to learn my course. So essentially you're going to learn an entry model, right? Which is T trades. And then you're going to learn kind of how to apply that entry model with framework. That's kind of what my course focuses on, basically. Yeah, dude, I don't know what I fucking trade, dude. I couldn't even tell you what I traded last week, bro. Like, I could go in the charts. I just be forgetting, dude. Like, I don't know. I didn't trade RTY last week. But hold on, let's see what I traded. So I didn't trade NQ yesterday, right? No, I traded YM yesterday. See, I couldn't even tell you if I traded this day. I don't fucking remember. Did I? Legit don't know. Did I trade Tuesday? I had to have. That looks kind of clean. Oh, I definitely did, right? 6 a.m. manipulation. Oh, I did trade this. Yeah, I did trade this. So do the same thing, repeat. Look, 6 a.m. manipulation, 10 a.m. continuation. Look at this next day. 6 a.m. manipulation, 10 a.m. continuation, except we didn't get down to these lows. So I caught a partial right here at the current day low. But that's because the daily wick didn't support expansion, so it makes sense. Right, look at this fat ass wick. So it's less likely to expand past the opening price because of this large wick. So it makes sense. Not mad at that at all. How much do I risk per trade? On a like when you build a buffer, like I typically risk quite a bit, like 500 to the whole drawdown, daily drawdown. I'm not even joking. Like a 50K account, total drawdown is like 1,000 usually for daily drawdown, and I'll typically risk 500 to 1,000. And if I lose, then I'll just go to the next account. That's how you get like max payouts and shit. I don't really care if you blow an account, like who cares? Because if you get one payout, it pays for all the fucking, all the evals that you ever fucking bought and shit. Like I probably was in debt thousands of dollars before I even got one payout. But within a couple of payouts, it probably paid for all that. Years of fucking wasted money on mentorships and stuff, and on evals alone. Opinions. Well, I can't really, see much here, much context. Well, looks like a nice little trend going on here. Okay, little fair value gap. 1 minute chart on Euro CHF is not recommended, I will say. I would really watch out for these pairs on the 1 minute because spread is very high. So you wouldn't get filled there. You'd probably get filled like up here or some shit. So, and it's just not recommended to trade like these weird crosses on the 1 minute. Like you don't want to do that shit. Let's go dollar. $16 trades. Oh, was that dollar or something? Oh yeah. So I finally caught up to chat. How would I summarize my model? Is trading away or aligning expansion candles away from the high and low today. That's as simple as I can put it. Mechanically, you just align expansion candles all in the same direction. You see T-Trade's post about that a lot on his Twitter. You can use the way candles form as a filter in price. You can, like the way candles form in profiles, you can literally basically anticipate where that candle is likely to go and close. But you don't really care about how it closes necessarily. You just care about where it goes. Because it hits your TP, who cares how it closes? I don't really give a shit. Spread won't be as big as a problem. Oh, I guess. What does EG mean? But yeah, in futures, there's no spread. There's like barely any spread. That's why futures is so awesome. There's like no fees, no spread. Oh yeah, on the 1 minute as well. That's why. I forgot. You're gonna get really high spread on a pair like this, and then if you want to risk a 1% on a little stop loss like this, you're gonna have to take a bunch of lot sizes, which is gonna be a lot of fees, or commission. It's just not worth it. I used to be so cooked. I used to trade the 1 minute and like the 5-second chart on the EU and shit, bro. That's how cooked I was back then, guys. Like literally 2 pip stop losses on EU on a 50K account or a 100K account, like 50, 100 lots. Like, dude, it was ridiculous. It was about a couple $100 just for fees. And then you get slippage on top of that. Holy shit. Terrible. I'm new to the market lens, trying to put it all together. I need some help. Who is available, please? So go and ask. So, Jane, go into the lens chat. So like general chat, fractal chat. And ask questions in there, and then your questions will be answered. But you want to start on WAP, right? The courses, and then you can ask questions regarding the course and the models within the fractal chat, or any questions you have in general. Right. So you don't really want to involve yourself within the public stuff. Just don't distract yourself. Just stay within the lens chat. This is what Motions does. A+ gold model and manual close before expansion. Oh, look at that shit. Why? Oh, just because it was chopping? You're watching on the 1 minute. Why are you watching on the 1 minute? Bro, think about everything leading up to that entry. The daily profile, etc. All that stuff is aligned. And then you're thinking that's going to reverse from 1 minute PA. You know what I'm saying? So don't overanalyze on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Like your entry time frame should be the easiest shit you do. You know, like you analyze reversals from the 1 minute. You know, opposing to your bias, right? You only use it for confirmation, for continuation, not reversals though. I would say you can learn profiles from Afiz's YouTube channel, probably. I do some things different, but there's not a lot of videos that actually teach in-depth profiling. I don't even have a video on that, I don't think. Like super in-depth, but because there's so many like if-then scenarios and all this shit, it's kind of hard to do. It's really easy to say, like, I'm gonna be honest, like even AM trades or T trades, their videos on profiling is very vague, you know. But that's how you understand, you know, um, as simple as it gets. But profiles goes pretty deep. Probably one of the more important concepts. Probably the most important concept in my trading, honestly. How do you find bias, like TT with the body closures? So that's one way it can get bias, but it's mainly daily profiles because I can't have a daily closure and then have a daily profile not aligned for me to get on side. I would need a daily profile regardless. So I can pretty much get like a bias from a daily profile by itself almost. If you can frame a protected swing within the daily range that forms the wick, then you can trade the body, right? And you can just look for targets like 4-hour and 1-hour models within the daily candle. Obviously, you want to trade it in line with the daily candle stuff, but no, not really closures necessarily. That's one of the ways, right? But there's many ways you can get daily bias outside of closures, which I go a little bit more in detail and in depth with profiles than probably both AM and T trades. Now it's not super in depth in my course because you can't fit all these little things in my course. They're gonna come from like live streams and stuff, and that's not really how the lens for like courses are built. They're pretty simple. Like that's how they want me to build the course. Like pretty simple. But yeah, it's really just profiling, bro. I appreciate that, man. Gold long that everyone took was a trade that saved my PA account. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Yeah, so you want to journal. So who said that again? Oh, Michael. So you want to journal the trades that I've taken the last couple days, specifically the gold back-to-back days. Like these two trades right here. When I tell you like absolutely A plus, you want to take stuff like this. Like these are the stuff that you don't want to miss. Stuff like this, and even like my YM trade yesterday. This is also A plus, in my opinion. Right, previous high SMT. This is stuff you want. Like the profile is supported by pretty much everything, right? You have this manipulation. Like if 830, like the drivers are also aligning with this as well. There's so many things, reasons why this is good to trade. But what else was good this week? I had an RB trade. This one's a little bit more advanced and kind of shittier. But the daily logic is good. So like I traded. So you see how like I don't need a closure necessarily to trade this day here. It's just a profile, and you know how we're reacting to like we're printing SMTs, and the profile supports it. So like I traded these 2 days here, and back-to-back days on gold. So like like you're gonna get plenty of opportunities once you learn, but you have to identify them obviously. And then we skip this day here. This is an easy day to skip though, because what do you see here? Prior to New York, an expansion. Avoid that. Right? You want to trade New York when the previous sessions had not expanded. That's one of the easiest ways to avoid. Also trade this day as well. So like this day, and this day, expansion, expansion. Now on CL I traded this, so it's a little bit more of an expansion. Right? So I traded that. But you can get plenty of opportunities once you learn this stuff. But yeah. So what else did we get recently? Yeah, I mean these are the only markets I trade. I used to trade like NG and shit. It's like not necessary, bro. Keep on journaling. It's crazy. Crazy work. Would you anticipate a certain profile based on if manipulation is put in or not when you jump? Yeah, exactly. So when I jump with the charts, that's what I'm looking for. Like, can I trade away from a relevant level? If I can't, then I look for the current session that I'm trading within to create that, like, manipulation of the day. So I'll try to find an example of that. I mean, it's kind of like today, I mean, actually, so. Or like even like here. So like here is a potential low of the day. You see that? We run out this short-term low, you have a CSD. But if, right, if this is gonna be low day, then what will we not see? A deep retracement back in the range. What do we get? Right? We can't displace over this high. So that's more so out of the way right there. So now you kind of revert to this low as the low of the day. Right? We can't normally do anything with news. We kind of just inside bar between this range high and range low. Now, if this is going to be a bullish day, this happens many times where there's only going to be one chance to reverse, and that would only be these lows. There's literally nowhere else to reverse from. If you fail to reverse here, there's simply not enough time in the day to create a new reversal point. Like that would have to create a new like swing low. It would take like 3 hours, and at that point when you manipulate, it's like not a relevant time of the day. So, and as well, if it comes lower than this, what is it doing? It's creating too large of a wick, which doesn't support expansion. So this is the only level for price to reverse from. And this is what you're going to get good at. You're going to get good at identifying, reversal points like this, where it's like it has to form here, etc. So the fact that it does, right, that's how we get on side with that, There's an SMT there as well. And you have all these relevant swings to targets, or fair swings, sorry. So this day right here, dude, so clean, like so clean, man. Not an everyday thing. So when you see this, you wanna cash these trades. Like you could take like these trades and be done with the week. That's how good these trades are. Like seriously. Like if you guys are trading on a 50K account, let's just do the math real quick. Let's say you took this trade. I can't get the exact entry, but we have to enter like right here or something. Okay, so you'd really enter like right here. Let's just say, some of you guys don't trade 2 minis on a 50K account. Let's just go with 1. Let's be a little bit more realistic. So 450 risk, right? To me, this is like normal. Like this is what you want to, I'm not going to tell you what to risk, okay? But it's going to be a little bit less than this. It's going to be like 400, maybe like $380 because you wait for a retest ideally right here. But like, as you see, like you make a lot of money on trades like this. Right? That's like almost 4%, on a trade like this. Like if you just wait for high probable stuff like this is what allows you to risk a little bit more, rather than taking low probability trades and risking less. You want to take these high probability trades and maybe risk a little bit more, especially when you have a buffer. There's no reason why you should be risking like $200 a trade. That's that day. That's like over 3%. That's very good in one day. And then you have this day as well. Trade like this. This is a very volatile day. So again, $430. Your first TP is like 1,000. This is what you want to risk on, right? But if you took it beyond that, like I did, so you really grow your account and stuff like this. That's like 6% in one trade. So if you just if you just hit this in 1 week, maybe you're copy trading, like, dude, that's all you need right there. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you need like trading days to hit and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what you want to wait for, on this YM trade. Right, this is the type of stuff you want to be taking. Okay, I know you guys. Let's just go 1. Oh, whoops. That's like almost 5% right there in one trade. Now I know it's going to take you time to maybe risk close to 1%, but yeah, that's generally what on these super high probability trades. Like I would recommend to put risk on a little bit more risk. But you have to identify what is a high probability trade first. You know what I'm saying, and then you can do those things. But the key swing points are the session high and low. So like if there's no reversal point prior to London, or sorry, prior to New York, then yeah, those are key reversal points, session highs and lows. But they're also key draws in liquidity. So like in this case, since our bearish is narrative, we can't frame reversal off the session highs because they've already been taken and we already failed to reverse off of them. So then we're going to look a little bit beyond that, and you have this swing point high. So now once you manipulate that, these session lows become the draw. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, as you see, prior to New York, we don't have a reversal, right? So the session highs become a reversal point if we want to go lower. And you see how this is the only level to reverse from? There's nothing else here, right? Again, if we're going to go higher, it's going to create too big of an opposing run. This is the only level to reverse from, so you want to see this reverse from here. So when you see it actually reverse from here, that's significant, right? Like, and then once you see like 930 start to expand away, right? That's very high probability. And there's Asia session lows. I think I traded this day here. Wait, did I? Let's say just trading to this. Okay, I did. Wait. No, I didn't, maybe? I don't remember. But this is valid too, right? If you want to, trade to the lows, can you trade away from anything within here? Hell no. I don't care if there's an hourly CSD. What do we have above the hourly CSD? Failure swings. So in order to get to this low, you need to trade away from a protected swing, which you would need to manipulate these highs. And these are the only place to reverse from, by the way. You can't reverse from these highs to get down to this low in the same day. There's not enough time in the day to do that. So once we manipulate these highs at a key time, which is 8:30, then you can assume that we're going to go to these lows. Right? Does that make sense? In a way? Yeah, every day is like a new scenario, essentially, but it's all the same thing, pretty much. What am I sealed? Okay, good thing I exited that. It didn't do anything. Why was he standard deviation? It's just a projection leg, manipulation leg, for targets. Right, so I don't know the whole math behind it or logic behind it, but if you watch T-Trade's video on standard deviations, it can be used for targets, right? So generally in a manipulation leg where basically just the first break of structure happens, you just mark out, well, it's not like that actually. The first break of structure within the reversal. So this break of structure or CSD essentially confirms the reversal. Then you mark out from the low to the high, and then you can project targets for expansion. So like -1, -2 to 2.5 is generally a retracement zone or a reversal zone, and then -4 to -4.5 is like max extension, essentially. So you can kind of see how that works. We don't really go much further than that in -4 or -4.5. Doesn't always work, but it's just good for targets. I don't really care to anticipate reversals here. I just use for targets in a way. I generally get chopped up from thinking, unless those are relevant, like trading in. Yeah, trading internal to a range where it's just consolidation is dangerous. Show. So I technically am trading within today, my RTY trade. I'm definitely trading within consolidation. If you look here. Pretty consolidative in a way, especially in QNES. In QNES is a little bit more like shitty. Like the P is a lot more hard to navigate. But what I'm doing is I'm letting the intraday profile print a wick to trade away from, or like a manipulation to trade away from, to basically get to this low. Right? Because we already took out the range high. I just need to get to the range low. But I need to trade away from a relevant level intraday to get to there. So that's why I'm waiting for this to happen. And this SMT, again, like two-stage SMT would look really nice. How do you choose pair? It's just relative strength. So you want to do your analysis between correlated pairs, between correlated assets. You always want to trade the weaker pair, the stronger pair. And if you're bullish, you want to the stronger pair, etc. Of what to trade, like when to trade YM, and hard to play when not to trade EQ. Track form markets outside. So it's not like I'm trading. Like I'm not going to trade NQ, YM and ES in the same day. I'm just going to pick one out of the four. Generally, that's how I'm going to do it. So I rarely trade RTY, but it's usually when YM is the one that's creating the SMT. So, or if RTY creates the SMT, then I'm going to trade YM. Because I'm not going to trust YM that much when it creates the higher high, and let's say ES and NQ create the lower low, because those markets are not very correlated. Usually, you need a two-stage SMT in general. That's how I trade SMTs. But since RTY created the higher high out of the three assets, right, or the four assets, I guess, then I'm always going to use YM, right, to trade, because I just don't consider RTY, correlated to NQ and ES, which it technically is in a sense, but I don't classify that. It's just between YM and RTY. So I specifically use RTY, especially when YM is not correlated to NQ and ES. That's kind of how I view it, though. But if you look why I chose YM yesterday, it was just the weakest asset out of all three. When you look at the previous day's close, so look at this close here. It's closing at bearish expansion. When I go to NQ, right, you can see the close. It's a reversal candle. So since it's the stronger asset out of the three, you can already assume that this asset would be the one to make the retracement into the gap. And what you want to see is an SMT form there. So you see how an SMT forms there? Right, with that gap. So now we can form reversal off that, New York reversal. And I'm going to trade the weaker asset. Because as you see, this is the only asset that actually hits the low, the previous day's low. YM is the only asset that reached the previous day's low. You go on ES, which is the middleman, so it's not the weakest, it's not the strongest. You reach the session lows. NQ doesn't reach any of them. I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't reach any of them. So you see why you want to trade YM or ES? When did we start? Oh, a while ago. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't even know. Maybe like 2 hours ago? Bro, I'm not gonna lie, Della. You don't even need to use the monthly or the weekly chart. You really don't. The daily 4 hour, 1 hour is really where you want to put your focus on. Now you can put the focus on how Only for continuations, really. So let's say, like, let's go to last week, right? For the weekly chart. Now, it's only if the previous week, did something or closed a certain way. So as you see, we closed a expansion candle this week here, right? And then we still have open objectives on the higher time frame. So like if we're going to continue expansion, then what would I need? I need to see an expansion on the weekly time frame, which is just a bearish weekly profile. So it's the same logic where you'd want to see a PD ray below the 0.5 of this candle's range. They're just in close proximity to the weekly open. And what do we see here? A fair value gap. So it's like if there's going to be a bearish week, then ideally it forms from here, right? Which is what the previous week printed. So as you see, this is why we traded that bearish, because we have a bearish profile here. So I traded this. I didn't hold all the way down here because I didn't anticipate that. I held to a little bit past these lows. But yeah, you see how we obviously print that reversal. Sounds pretty obvious that we're going to go down here, essentially. But you don't need the monthly, okay? Like you actually don't, at all. You really don't. And then here is like, what day is this? Wednesday. So here's a Monday high of the week. And we're forming some sort of reversal. But do you see how we creating failure swings? So even within this here, I think it's a trade on like ES or something. I think we took like a couple of trades this day. Let me see the close real quick. Did I trade this day? Not this day. I traded the next day, I think. Unless I'm thinking of something else. No, I'm definitely thinking of something else. Let me see if I traded this day. ES, I think I did. No. I don't even remember this PA for real. I wouldn't long that. That's for sure. I have to see if I traded this. I have no fucking idea. But even with this, what does this not look like? A reversal, right? Because look, Monday high of the week, Tuesday low of the week. But you see there's no expansion away from this closure. That's a continuation signature, right? So I think we like ran off this high or something. On like NQ maybe? Okay, maybe not. What am I thinking of? But yeah, like the fact that we didn't expand away is like a continuation signature. Like left these lows. But all you need is the daily chart. And with how the weekly candle is developing, that's all you really need. You don't need the monthly chart. Okay, I traded this for sure. Wait, did I? Fuck, dude, I don't think I did. March. I'd have to look, bro. I have like fucking dementia or something. I definitely traded this next week though. Yeah, I definitely traded this. So look right here as well. So with this close, we take out a bunch of lows, right? So, and this is a relevant swing because of the space between this low. This is where you want to form reversals off of. If we're going to reverse, it would reverse from here, ideally. So if we're going to come back into the range, at least we're going to look within the previous candle. Okay, we have a closure, right? So if it's going to be a bullish candle, then you want to see early week expand. But what does it not do? That exactly. Right, so we trade the invalidation of this idea. So I trade this as well, right, around 9:30. It's just a bunch of if-then scenarios. So like, you see how like if this is gonna be bullish, then it would do this. But the fact that it didn't, just switch your bias. And where are we gonna go? To this low. If not gonna reverse from these lows, you're gonna go to here. Generally, right? I'm trying to figure out what. Oh, it was the previous week. Yeah, I'm fucking stupid. This is the week that I was trying to refer to. I should have bunch in this week. So look at the previous week here. What do we do? Now, ideally, you don't want to frame reversals from failure swings, right? Now, the only way you would do that is when we really start to break away from it. That's when you can start to trust it. But initially, when we react to this high, I'm not really thinking that we're going to continue because there could be something within this range to just retrace into and continue higher. But the fact that we didn't do that, then you just target this low, right? But Monday, where we at? So let me just tell you if I traded Monday or not. I don't remember. I don't think I did. Pretty sure I didn't trade that Monday. I traded this day. I traded 2 times this day and this day. This was like my best week ever, by the way. It looks really shitty, but I traded all these days. I caught a win every single day. This was one of my biggest trades. It was like 1,000 ticks right here. This I took on ES, one of my biggest trades in ES. I took 2 wins here, kind of like ping pong this day. And I took this trade right here. So look at this little ass move. This is all you need to take out of a day like this, and you can still win. So look here, you have a Monday high of the week, right? So I'm getting a little bias from the weekly profile here because the weekly range is huge at this point. It's a very large range. So I'm not going to look for continuation lower because, that's literally a TJF, right? To trade back into the weekly range. And you have a super large range after taking out a bunch of lows. So a new phase of price, right, is what I'm expecting. Just a retracement back in the weekly range, right? So with that idea, what do I need to trade away from to get back in the range? Manipulation. So that would be here. And then what do I have? A fair value gap or failure swings. So manipulation or high resistance liquidity to low resistance liquidity. I'm trading an open, low, high close. Ideally, that's what I'm trying to frame on the 4 hour. So if you look here, I trade the 30-minute. All I need is a close above here. Boom, that's my entry. Now I have to wait for retest because the RR is not great, right? If you look here, the R is only 1.6 and I'm demanding a retest. So if you don't demand a retest, it's terrible, right? So it's like you have to get a retest or wait for a smaller range or something like that. So that's why I took. Obviously my fill is right here, but I can only do it from right here. And then, I take 2R. 2R is about right here. And then you can trail and whatnot. Right? So as you see, this trade still goes like 3 point something R, 3.5 R, and then it eventually just reverses. But that's because this is a very relevant swing in the market. Like there's nothing really to target past that. We can only like retrace, but you can only you can just get like these little moves correct, and still make money. I was technically wrong. Like it didn't even reverse from this low, but I don't care. And then it just expands it in a random time, which I can't really anticipate. But you see how I use the weekly range there? So I'm just using like the way the weekly profile develops, right? Stuff like that, and the daily chart, daily profiles are the most important thing. But yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't really use the monthly. It's just unnecessary. It's not something. There's like logic the way you can do it. It's generally the same thing, but it's not necessary, bro. Like literally just weekly profile, daily, and then it's really just a daily candle though. Daily chart, daily candle, how it's forming. Align that with the daily profile. That's like 90% of it. Like PM session. Would you be interested? I don't trade PM session. We extend it down quite a bit. Would you have expected to go that much? No, I don't trade PM at all because generally it's like lower probability to me because usually the day is already expanded in PM session or when PM session opens, it's already expanded, so there's like nothing to take. It's usually like pretty trash in PM. Your higher probability trades are going to be the AM session around the volatility drivers. So you don't see like AM trades taking PM session shit because it's just like lower probability. I'm trying to catch the majority of the daily range, not you know, these little scalps or something. PM. I will only trade PM. Very rarely ever do it. But that's when we put in a reversal in New York session, and there's still a draw open. But like basically the new 4-hour candle has to open up within continuation because you can't manipulate. You generally can't manipulate and expand within that small time window of like 2 hours or 3 hours. It's just not enough time. So it needs to be a continuation. Like it absolutely has to be for me with open objectives. More examples of what? I forgot what you're talking about. It's interesting at times, but it's just not necessary. Like with me being in the lens, I have to keep stuff simple, right? And when you're thinking about a day trader, like I'm just worried about where the current day goes. I don't even anticipate where tomorrow goes or like fucking Friday. I don't give a shit. Like I actually don't care because I'm just going to come to the charts and see if the daily profile is developing because either way, I'm going to have an idea. Like I can have an idea where tomorrow's going to go, but it needs to be confirmed either freaking way. So it's like I don't have to guess, bro. I don't do that stuff. It doesn't actually matter to me. I think it's like way overhyped. Like trying to anticipate like where next month is gonna go or next, like trying to plan out the whole week. It's like, bro, I don't care. You know, I don't necessarily plan. Like a lot of people disagree with this. Like they'll plan out their week and then they'll let the market like, you know, align with their plan or whatever. I'm like different in a way where like I'll just trade what the market is doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. That's why you see me get so many trades. But my model does require a lot of things to be in line and stuff like that. So I'm not just like trading dumbass shit, you know? I hope that makes sense. I don't know. But I'm just worried about where the current daily candle is going to go, you know? And I've got good enough with profiling where I can filter out the majority of the shit days. And I can avoid shit conditions where I can usually catch a expansion candle wherever it wants to go. I'm just not going to trade it from feather swings, right? I'm going to trade away from protected swings within this candle. And generally that's going to get you on side majority of the times. What a general protocol that you go through to change? That's in my course. Like everything that I use is pretty much in my course. Besides like little stuff. Like what you're talking about changing bias. I'll say like yesterday. If you look yesterday, I think we had SM. Okay, so look here. So we had SMT here. It's like it was a potential to go higher, maybe to the previous week's or the Monday's higher, maybe because not really a high of the week, honestly. Because like maybe we could expand, but what would I need to see? I would need to see. First off, I can't really trade a continuation right now because we just took off this high. So I would need to see like some sort of pullback and some sort of internal protected swing or level to trade away from for continuation. And I also need to see the drivers expand away from this level. Now, if it's going to be bearish, this is the only fucking area for price reverse off of. So what am I going to do? Let price show me. So as you see, the market starts to expand away. Now, this was the strongest asset of the three. So you're going to get false signals here in a sense, right? Because you're seeing a reversal, but you're not seeing a lot of follow through. But if I go to YM, the weakest asset, you clearly see, different, right? See expansion. So we do expand away within drivers with SMT here. So you see that kind of like if-then scenario almost. But it's just like new every single day with how price is printing. It's all generally the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, man. Kinda. Too many freaking if-then scenarios to bring up, honestly. That's kind of true. That's funny. Dala 2 minion. What the hell did you even do, Dala? Why'd you get thrown in jail? Oh, Star is here. He'll probably tell me exactly why. He probably knows exactly why. Joined 3 days ago. Absolute game changer. It takes mental capacity for do all the work though. Like one trade a day, strict leverage and strict rules. Yeah. Do you guys ever take notes on Garrett's live? Because never took. I literally don't take notes either when I'm watching shit. Probably a bad thing, but like who the fuck? Never mind. Never mind. So with the Bitcoin closing below a bunch of failure swings, could you frame continuation at the lows? Like right now? Oh, see, the thing about Bitcoin is like, what is the kill zone? You know, it's like 24/7. So I treat it like how I would trade normally. So I would trade New York session. So I would need a profile for tomorrow. It's too late in the day. But like I wouldn't be shorting in like Asia session, even though it's like open 24/7. But I don't know. I'm not a crypto guy, so the correlation between NQES, YM, and RTY you talked about, and what to focus on trade. Oh yeah, so obviously YM is not as correlated as NQES, right? So but you can still use that, okay? When they are correlated, you can use them because they're correlated, obviously. If they aren't correlated, there's no crack in correlation, right? So when they aren't correlated, this is when I look for RTY if I'm going to trade YM, right? Now there's like additional, stuff and like let me show you some shit. Let me try to make an example here. So let's say you have one asset super out of sync with another asset. So they're all generally going to make the same. They're going to be the same ranges almost, right? In a way, right? So here is YM. Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god, dude, this is hard. Y, M, N, Q, and E, S. Okay, so let's say these two assets are like way in freaking discount of the range, right? While the other asset looks super out of sync, but it hits premium of this range. This is when you want to see the stronger asset catch up to the weaker ones, in a sense. This is when you want to see the stronger asset start to turn around. Does that make sense? That's just one way you can do it. But there's like a whole bunch of things, but that's just one simple way to do it there. But generally, I will just use RTY, and if that's in sync, then I'll just use that. You know what I'm saying? Hassan. Here's the best he gave me sick today. No, I didn't give you shit. Asia, the best kill zone. Do you know who kills it in Asia? Kevin. Is he in here? Probably not, but this is not Kevin, is it? That's the fraud Kevin. I think it is. But Kevin trades. I don't know why he trades so much, but he's good at it apparently. He does good with it. I would suck ass, probably. Did I say that? Did I actually say I was going to end the stream? I usually do that. It's kind of funny. Oh. Can't do that one. Just because they're not my concepts, so I don't want to like be leaking that shit. 1 year later, 1 year later is crazy work. And they're like so specific when to use them as shit. I'm just not gonna get into that. We're live inside the lens. Who added me? Can't find the question. Hell, where the fuck is it at? No way I've been streaming this long. Okay, no, I haven't. Oh, I already answered that. I think. I'll go back. Okay, I actually probably am gonna hop off though. Pretty soon. Oh fuck, it's gonna be way too hard to find this message. Wham was ass. Oh yeah. Wham stopped me out. And I traded R2Y. Fordowski. Borowski. Now that you won't work, is life kind of boring? Do you like kinda? So like I'm still young, but I've only had one job. And that was 4 years in the army. Definitely better, dude. I'm definitely better in the army, but yeah, there's not much to fucking do, dude. Not much to do. Besides just I don't know. There's really not much to do, bro. I'll be coming to my parents' house and hanging with my little brother and sister, the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Might go to Florida soon. Visit T. Florida. Become a Florida jit. Going to Air Force? Oh shit. That's a lot better than the Army. People might make fun of you for going to the Air Force because it's like soft or whatever. Dude, who cares? It's so much better, dude. You're literally going to be doing. I don't know if this is true, but that's kind of the. You know what everyone says is the Air Force is like way easier. I mean, fuck it. We all get paid the same, so. You might as well, dude. That's crazy. How long is your contract and what job are you gonna do? Jay. How do you know that? Four years cybersecurity? Holy. Done. That's a good job though. That like translates well. See, my job didn't translate. So it's like when I got out of the army, it's like I wanted to be a trader, but I obviously suck at trading. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a job, probably, or just learn trading as quick as possible. But it was not very quick. But I was delusional. You have to be you have to like honestly be delusional to make trading work. Because you know, if when I started trading, if you told me that I wasn't gonna be profitable for 4 years, I just would have gave up probably. You gotta be fucking delusional. Can you think it's wait. Do you think it's experience in the army that helped you in catching? Oh, hell no. No. I was not deployed either. I was in Hawaii. But I was a combat MOS. So I could have been. But Hawaii doesn't really deploy. They go on like rotations though to like different countries. But it's not like combat zones. Michael, I have not read one book of psychology. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've just learned my lessons from getting railed. Like you can read a book, but you still gotta go through that, blowing accounts to really learn, But I have not read a psychology book. Dude, I'm just lucky I found out how to do this before I actually went. Oh, sweet. Yeah, if your drop is cool enough, or maybe you can actually trade while you're working somehow. That would be sick. Thank you, Ronald. Dude, that's literally the 777. That's literally what I manned. Dude, that must be like a fucking max hotel lot size. We actually call, it's funny, because the charges that we use, they're called lots. So that must be like a max charge, which is basically like the, like the gunpowder. Like these big fucking, they look like toilet paper rolls, but it's just filled with gunpowder. So you load like 100-pound round into the loading tray, and you have to manually ram it in the tube, and then you put like these charges behind them, and then close the breech. You fucking send it. But dude, I've never seen a fucking, that displacement is insane. Like what the fuck? I don't have to be in the region to read that book. This world is not in there. Sure. Platinum? I did go over copper. So I think copper is correlated to platinum, so it's essentially the same trade. That's a pretty good trade. Yeah, that'd be sick though if you could actually work and trade. Then you have to be a little bit more stress free. It's always best that you have some sort of income when you're trading. Okay, yeah, let's end this. Alright guys, let's go ahead and end this. Alright, y'all have a good one. Maybe you'll do another one sometime. Catch you later.